Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cover the Spread for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Just before we get to the three plays for the day, I want to say, hey, make sure you subscribe. And if you're new, definitely subscribe again and give us a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, love the comments that we've been getting in the chats. Good, bad, negative, positive. Appreciate everybody that comments in there and putting your plays in there as well. So I know that I know myself, it's been a rough little stretch. I've lost a few, dropped down to 13 and 8 now on these videos. So definitely a little tough one for me. So looking for a nice little bounce back here today. Oklahoma State, they tried yesterday, but just didn't quite get there for me. As we always do, we'll kick it on over to the with Sean and Al and see how they're doing today on this Thursday, and then we'll get right to Thursday's picks. Kick it over to Sean. How are you doing, Sean?
Yeah, we got we got Sweet 16 today, but baseball during the day. I love it. Ready to go NLB. Ready to fight. I bet 6 games today. We'll see how we do.
Nice. I'm not as confident as jumping in on 6, but I see a couple plays. I got a couple that I like for tomorrow's MLB that I'm sure I'm going to jump in on. And when I thought I was going to jump in on none, but after doing some digging and looking, I'm going, I got two. I got to bet these two. So there'll be a couple that I like for sure as well. Kick it on over now.
I added some props today too at the end, like earlier this evening on Wednesday night. I'm like, I'm going to jump in a couple other things here. I did a couple home run props for guys.
Nice.
I took a Tyler O'Neill for the Orioles. It's like 22. Guy had 31 last year. If he's going to fill in every day, I took him to lead the league in homers. If he had 31 in Boston, he could 50 in Baltimore if he plays the whole year.
If he plays the whole year, stay healthy.
Listen, if he had 31 last year playing partially, he can't hit 40 something here. That's a good park to hit in, and they're playing with the fences again down there. You never know.
Well, we know they're definitely in Baltimore. They're playing with the fences. So did the Blue Jays up north, where he kicks it off tomorrow. So yeah, he kicked it off in the Blue Jays, and we did. They did a whole big renovation so that they could move those fences in a little bit to induce a few more home runs in the Rogers Center in Toronto. So yeah, it might not be.
I like Toronto tomorrow.
Make note of that. Kick it on over to Al. How are you doing, Al?
Yeah, I love my baseball. Season's already started for my Dodgers, off to a good start. And, yeah, definitely looking forward to tomorrow's card. I usually love firing on the baseball cards. Just one play for me so far. But I think I should be getting there with more. I mean, I love this. It's usually a sport I tend to get quite a few plays out on. Yeah, just excited to have it back. But, again, Sweet 16 for today's show. So, if you're a college basketball fan, make sure you stay tuned for those. Hope we didn't bore you out with all this baseball talk already.
Yeah, because it's a long season, but I'm getting excited. I wasn't so excited at the start, but once we start rolling here in MLB, I'm starting to get excited to watch some of these new transitions, new teams, new pitchers, new everything. Let's get to it. But before we get to the MLB, we got the Sweet 16, as Al alluded to. So let's get right to it. We're going to kick it off with Al's game. We got BYU taking on Alabama. Nice run by BYU to get to this point. Let's see if they can continue their big run. You got Alabama as a 5.5-point favorite here in this one. Let's kick it off over to Al. Let's see what he likes, BYU or Alabama here in this one on Thursday.
Right, yeah, BYU facing Alabama here to kick off the Sweet 16. The Cougars, as you mentioned, coming off an impressive win, 91-89 over Wisconsin. They've been shooting the ball really well from deep and should give themselves a chance to win this one outright as long as they box out. The Crimson Tide have great rebounding numbers, so not expecting a lot of second chance opportunities for BYU here. But this offense been shooting well enough to, I think, not need many of those. I think they'll be just fine without those. The key here for the Cougars will be to limit Alabama's second chances. Also, they do have that slight edge in the turnover battle. They're taking slightly better care of the ball and, more importantly, averaging just over one more steal per game, which, again, should create some easy transition offense for them. Of course, if you look at just one steal, that's not much there, but I'm hoping they get 2 or 3 more extra steals in this game and give you a few extra possessions there, and again give a chance to win this one outright and steal this game.
Kicking on over to Sean. What do you like here? BYU or Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, I think they got a chance to steal with BYU. Why wouldn't they? I mean, last 10 games, 5 of them they're putting up 90 points, and then we have 88, 85. I mean, we had a 54 clunker there, but that's Houston. And Alabama is not Houston. Alabama gives up points plenty. I'll take any kind of points. If you give up 85 points a game and you're going to face a team that's scoring about 90 over 80, whatever they're scoring in their last 10, yeah. BYU's for me as well. I'll get in. Al's driving. Let's go, Al. I'll put my seatbelt on.
Still got my license.
After last night, +2.5 to a +10.5 today. I don't know how we'll be rolling. Hopefully, we don't.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's going to be a rough one.
We get more points than what we gave us the 94. So hopefully we get a little bit more value here with a +10.5.
We are getting more points.
Yeah.
The script has completely flipped on the injury report, so I do apologize about everyone that got that number early.
Those G Leaguers love to shoot the ball. They start getting hot. If the Bucks guys get hot, that getting their chance to play in the spot that they probably don't get a chance to play. You know what? When you look at really that number now at 10.5, that's where the value is in that game right there.
I'm not laying 10.5. That's for sure.
No,
exactly.
So get 10.5. Hey, not wrong with that. Just think how you would feel if it was.
Now you got guys looking for the next paycheck. Getting the ball. They're like, you know what? I got something to prove here for this team or the next team. Got to sign me. I got to come out here and do well. So
yeah,
better.
So yeah, you get those G League guys. They get they get their chance to shine. So yeah, you never know what happens in this spot. Like 10.5. That's a lot. I get lucky with that one. Let's get it.
Yeah, I won't count myself. I won't count it as a win for myself at 10.5. But hey, who knows? I might keep it even closer than that. I'll definitely be rooting for them.
Definitely will be rooting there. And look into this game here, as you guys alluded to, both offenses can definitely score some points. Yeah, this Alabama squad over their last 5 hitting 51% of their field goals and scoring almost 90 points a game, 89 points a game on the road. That's ramped up to 90 points a game, and on average, all their games this season, 90.8 points a game. So Alabama definitely can run and gun, and we know that's what they love to do. BYU, we know they can score as well. All their non-conference games, they're hitting 49% of their field goals, and that's equating to 86 points a game. I think this the defenses get thrown right out the window in this one. This total opened at, I believe, 173. It's up to 175. I think we cruise into the 180s in this one. No defense played here. I like the over between this one, between BYU and Alabama, just because it's just one of those things. Alabama, you look their numbers versus teams that score over 77 points a game, and you're looking at 33-13 to the over. Against those teams that can actually score some points. So, yeah, give me the over in that one, BYU, Alabama. All right, on to the next game. Another big game here in the Sweet 16. We got Arizona taking on Duke. Here in this one, Duke laying 9.5. You can definitely, those two are readily available in this one as we were shooting this video. And this is Sean's game. We'll kick it on over to Sean. What do you like here? Duke, Arizona on Thursday.
You know, I was just going to say, you know what, give me Arizona here. I thought it was 9. Now it's up to 9.5, and I have to maybe put a little pause on that for a second. I do still like the 9 and the points here at Arizona. I'm gonna pivot here for the video as the official pick to the under 154.5. And at first I'm thinking, you know what? I go back to the November game they played each other, and it was low scoring. It was 69-55. Arizona's held to 55 at home. I'm thinking, all right, that's kind of like a little fluke game early in the year. They have a bad game. But I started looking at some of their losses. And, again, you're going to lose. You lose to Houston, okay, 64 points, 58 points, 67 to Iowa State, another 54 to Texas Tech. These are better defensive kind of clubs. So, yeah, 10 is a lot of points, 9.5. It's a nice chunk to get. But I really think this is going to come into play more of a total I feel more comfortable with here. I'm probably going to move on this myself after the show here, 154.5. Actually, 154 now. Excuse me. I see 153.5 now. So we're just moving this last 30 seconds. Either way, I'm going under. I think this is going to be a, Duke score, but are they scoring 85-90? I don't think so. This is going to. Why do I think it's going to be like an 81, 71, 79, 67. I can see I don't think Arizona gets to 70, and I don't think Duke puts up like an 85 spot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go under the total here. I do like the points, not enough to pull the trigger on it though. Give me the under 154 here that I'm seeing. We're not even recording.
Huh?
My bad. We are recording. It's on the move. Yes, it is on the move. It's moved. It's bouncing around that total. I've seen 153. I've seen 154 in that one. So definitely kind of lean with you to an under, like we've seen in that first game. To this one, lower type of scoring. Neutral court unders are definitely a thing that we've seen here early on in the tournament. Unders have definitely come in. But kicking off over to Al, what do you think here in this one? Duke or Arizona here on Thursday?
Yeah, I think Rodd makes a great point on those neutral court unders. But I'll stick with the points here. I think Arizona can keep this one competitive. You mentioned that earlier meeting they lost by 16. But at this point in the competition, that was way early in the season. Now at the Sweet 16, I expect them to leave it all out on the floor. And even if they do go down big, I expect them to keep fighting, till the last whistle and do their best, really. So again, that back door at 9.5 is wide open. So I think this one is competitive throughout. But again, even if they do fall behind early, I wouldn't get too discouraged by that, and I think they would fight through the whole way again. So to get us the cover, again, your plays on the under, but I like the points here, and I'm again not going over, but I like Arizona with the points.
I mean, looking at this one, I was Sean. I like the under here in this one. This that low scoring game. Both these teams can play some solid defensive basketball as well. They have the offenses to run a gun up and down the court, but I don't think that's what we see here. I think we see a slow paced, slower type of style game. Arizona wants to slow this down. They don't want to run a gun. And then we've seen it in their non-conference games, holding teams to 39% field goal shooting and only giving up about 67 points a game. And you look at Duke in their non-conference games, holding teams to 35% field goal shooting and only giving up about 58.7 points a game. So this has like first to 70 written all over. So getting all these points, I think, is the way to go. Give me the under. And I think that's why it's on the move, because that is the play here in this one. I think the under Arizona and Duke. And then on over to my game that I'm looking at here. I got the Gators taking on Maryland here in this one. You look at the Gators. I see 6.5. I see some sixes in this game. And for me, it's just looking at this one, Maryland. Hey, congratulations. You had yourself a nice little season and rolling along. But for me here in this one, it's a tough task going against this Florida squad that offensively, they are better than you. It's not even close. If your defense can step up and slow this Florida squad, I'll be really surprised. I've got Florida winning this game by 10 plus, so only having to lay 6.5 is where I'm finding the value. You look at what Maryland does on the road. They're giving up about 71.4 points a game, giving up 45% field goal shooting. And when you look at what the Gators have been doing over their last 5, hitting 50% of their field goals and scoring 91.4 points a game. And even if Maryland wants to get out and track meet and run and gun with them, they're averaging 10 points less per game this season, only scoring 81.4 points this season is Maryland. So even in a track meet, Gators are going to outrun Maryland. So I'll lay the 6. I like Florida here in this one too. Chop up Maryland and punch their ticket to the Elite 8. Let's kick it on over to Sean here in this one. What do you like? Florida, Maryland.
I'm so dog heavy here. Like I said, I do like Arizona in the points. I'm riding Al the BYU. I sort of like Arkansas in the points here. I want Maryland in the points. Their starting 5 can run with anybody. The problem is the depth. Are they going to have it to keep going in this game? The good thing is that they played on Saturday or Sunday, and they're not playing again until today. So they had extra days off, stuff like that. I hate going against you. I mean, you know what? You like the other side. How about I'll ride an over, because if that's the case, we're going to get a bunch of points. I'll send my ride with you. I'll hope for a lot of points here. Give me the over there. I'll go the over now.
Heading on over to Al. What do you like here in this one? Florida, Maryland.
Yeah, I like Florida. As you mentioned the number, I'm seeing a lot of sixes, so make sure you get a 6 there. I think you should be able to get a 6. Hopefully, by the time you see this video, it'll still be there. But yeah, I just think Florida, as you mentioned, they're the better team, much better offense. You mentioned Maryland's defense, but again, how many offenses this good have they faced? Gators have the big edge on the glass too. And the Terps have some very talented players. You mentioned that starting 5 is great, and they have been shooting the ball well from deep. But again, I don't think that's enough to keep them within this number. We saw them barely get by Colorado State, and this will be a much tougher matchup for them. We've seen the Gators blow many teams out, so I think this is, again, as Rodd was saying, closer to a 10-point game or more here. So I'll lay the points with Florida.
Yeah, if you look quick numbers, you look at Maryland against these top level teams that are winning 80% of their games this year. Well, they're 1-3 straight up, 2-2 against the number against the good squads this year. So I like the Gators to jump Maryland in that one. It could be close all the way, but when it comes down to it, we get those late 3 throws. Florida could definitely hit them. And I think that's where it pulls away. Either way, I think it's a double-digit win for the Gators there. Definitely not in agreement on that one, but hey, sometimes we cannot always be in agreement on all these games. If it was that easy, the sports bet, we just huddle up and be like, "Hey, what do you like today? Do you like that? Yeah, let's do that." Wouldn't be as fun and entertaining if we argued and debated about different sides of games. That's what makes it fun, right? Because all can't always be right. We wish we could. I wish it was that easy to just join up a group huddle and take a side that we'd be kicking the bookies' butt. We sure try. We definitely sure try. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you that tunes into these videos daily. Since the start, we've been doing the March Madness tournament, and it's wrapping up real close. So definitely glad that you guys have made it and continue. Make sure you subscribe, and like. Quick little recap for you. We're going to go with we're looking at Al's game here, and he likes BYU over Alabama. Grab the points with BYU there in that matchup. Looking at Arizona and Duke, Sean's game. He likes the under there in that matchup. Low scope pace, kind of like what we've seen in the first matchup. Take the under there. And then looking at my game, we got Maryland taking on the Gators. I like the Gators. Lay the 6. I think they chomp Maryland and punch their ticket to the Elite 8. That wraps up the little recap for everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have yourself a wonderful Thursday. We'll see you again on Friday for some more Sweet 16 action, where we hope to do what here?
Cover the spread.